Well, Andy, you've had the weekend to reflect on Friday night first. How do you reflect on the performance?
We're pleased with to get the win that we got in tough conditions. Our kicking game was really good, and to be able to apply the pressure from our half-back play, I thought was a real step up. And I think that's where we got to keep looking at how we keep improving our game and in really tough conditions. And they're horrendous conditions to play in, but there was a good skill level shown in terms of the control of the half-backs and our defensive display. Our set piece was disappointing. Well, certainly the line out, but I think part of that can be down to the conditions, because our line out's gone well this year. So I think overall, we're pleased with what we did the weekend.
Do you sense your squad are learning and improving from when they started the season back in September?
Everybody's making strides forward, which is pleasing. More than anything, there's a great spirit amongst the squad, and the lads that played against Oxford University and performing well in that game fed through to Friday night. Another team going to play Cambridge on Wednesday, and obviously we've got the Nottingham game on Friday. So there's a lot of rugby being played, and the guys are working hard in training as well. So what it means is that everybody's, the squad is really working hard together and challenging each other, and that's exactly what you're looking for.
Mother Nature has been kind to us so far this year. When you open your curtains on Friday morning and you see the rain, how do conditions affect your preparations for a match?
Well, you've got to play the conditions. We don't have an indoor stadium, and you've got to play in any conditions and be able to deal with that. And I think we cope with that really well. Like all things, you've got to think about your game, and it's about applying pressure to the opposition. And with our kicking game, with our defence, and with a number of attacks that we had early on, we applied the pressure on the opposition. When we made 3 or 4 errors, whether lost the line out, gave a penalty away, dropped a ball, and they were compounded when we did it sort of one after the other, the opposition scored against us. And we've got to make sure that sort of when we do make an error, we don't compound it by making another error, and we allow the opposition to have the ball, and we can defend them easily, as we showed in that second half, and we didn't actually give them any opportunity to score any points. So that's a learning for us to take on board. But I used to love those conditions to play in, and you can slide around, you can put pressure on the fly half. The quicker players have to take a little bit more care on whether they pass and their catching skills, and therefore for us slower players it means you get in the game a little bit more.
And compared to the old days, what's it like playing in those conditions on such a fantastic pitch that you have at Ashton Gate?
Well, the pitch is how it held out is amazing for everybody. Although I know Craig will be working hard on making sure the lines don't disappear this week.
It's only a Monday, the game's on Friday. Have you any early team news? Did everyone pick up any knocks from Friday night?
We had a few bumps and bruises, and guys have been looked at the moment, but I think there will be a few changes for this week, just because it's about giving a number of players opportunities to showcase what they can do. And certainly in the forward pack there's real competition for places, so that's an area where I want to make a couple of changes. But overall, it's going to be a similar looking side playing Nottingham.
Do you like, if possible, to, even in your own mind, know your side early on so you can work with the players in the build up to a game rather than leaving it to the last minute?
We don't leave selection to the last minute. So players will know what the side is today, and they can train and work towards the game and get the units working together. Having said that, there's some players that through injury might have to step up the last minute and come in. So players need to be able to be adaptable. They need to know their roles, whether if they're starting, if they're not playing, they need to know their roles, because they could easily be called in. And I've been in many situations where that's occurred, and those players that come in have played well because they've done their homework on what we're trying to do. And sometimes it's hard for players to be switched on when they're not involved, but that's one of the key attributes we're looking for from our squad, is that everybody stays attached and aligned, even whether they're playing or not.